Here's how we set up Google ad campaigns for service-based businesses. It's really simple to understand and really effective. We've seen lead costs cut in half by using this method. My name is Brandon. I'm the agency owner of Branch Marketing here in Coeur d'Alene. We've created TV, radio, search, Google, social media ads, and top to bottom funnels to help our clients get more sales and more leads. This 5-step process works really well for service-based businesses, and it works really well because we create highly specific and targeted landing pages that communicate towards one type of client, the problems they face, and a solution that's really easy to do. You must be thorough here. You have to know your customers like the back of your hand, and it's really important for us to know them the same way that you know them. Research pain points, but we also research how your customer talks and behaves so that when we write these landing pages and the copywriting and content for it, we're familiar to them. By speaking your audience's language, they're much more likely to want to work with you. On top of this, we also research how your customers typically make the buying decision in your specific industry. For our plumbing, it might be the very first person that comes up on Google because they just need somebody quick and fast. And we might target that specific type of copy. So here's some things that you need to know about your audience. How your audience finds service providers, what they care about, what are their biggest objections, what confuses them, how your audience speaks, and then we'll lay out your unique value propositions. Although your service may apply to a broad audience, we want to focus down on one audience. And the reason why is because we can create very targeted communication towards that one type of customer. This will increase conversions. It'll also make the cost of a lead drastically reduced. So let's say that you own a dance studio and you offer services for hip hop dancing, for ballet, and tumbling. What we would do is you would specifically target ballet dancers and communicate to the problems, needs, and wants of people who are signing up for ballet. It might be parents signing up their children, or it might be older customers as well. We would define who the target audience is and then write the whole page according to that. So that's why the keyword research and the audience portion of this 5-step process is so important, because we craft the landing pages from the perspective of that type of customer. We use Google's free keyword planner to actually section out these keywords. They'll let you know the cost per click and the search volume in your area. This part is my favorite, but it's also the most difficult from a tech perspective. There are millions of different ways to design landing pages, and we can get into our favorites in another video, but for now, here's some things that your landing page needs to have. Easy call to action that makes it so simple for your customer to actually work with you. Next are testimonials that actually touch on things that customers are worried about. Clear and easy to understand value props where you're not geek speaking on your customers. An FAQ section that overcomes the objections. And a bonus is a lead magnet, which is basically a free piece of value in exchange for their email. So for example, if your customer isn't ready to work with you yet, let's say that you give them a guide on how to purchase and shop for ballet point shoes. In exchange, you get their email and you can reach out to them more, nurture that relationship until they decide to work with you. Without data, there's no way to validate any of the marketing decisions that you're making, which is why it is super important that you test and take a look at your analytics. When you're just getting started, it's okay to just use the Google ad campaign data, but it's not enough to validate why your customers are or aren't working with you, which is why we use Google Analytics and we set up custom events to actually understand what things on your landing pages are working and what aren't working. Some key things you want to look out for are bounce rates, our engagement rates, and exploration paths for where your customers are clicking off to. Then we use Hotjar, which is a software that creates heat maps of how your customers interact with your website and recordings of how they interact with your website, which gives us the tools to make tweaks and make adjustments to the parts that might be more frustrating and aren't moving your customer towards a sale. After that, we create A/B tests and we continue to compete these different landing pages against each other to see which ones are the most effective. Now that we've done this once, we can do it again. So we choose another audience and do the exact same process of looking up and researching that audience. We create a landing page and we test it against itself until we see the lead costs go down. This 5-step process is really, really effective for businesses that don't have a lot of marketing spend and need leads and need customers fast, need something to build on top of. This is kind of the bread and butter of marketing, and I'd highly recommend it for any brick and mortar or local businesses. And if you need this done for you, look in the description. We can help you out.